You wanted everything to be honest, and as soon as you said that, for me, I felt like there's a part that wasn't truthful. I didn't want to write into the show until I was ambushed with it.
Ambushed?
Here's an email from Shaunie J.
Shaunie.
I don't know what's worse, being catfished or being the side piece. Dear Neve and Max, my name is Shaunie and I'm from Rochester, New York. I'm writing to you because I really need your help. 5 months ago, I randomly met a man named Jack. It all started when I got a call from a random number. I immediately sent it straight to voicemail, hoping the person would leave a VM. No such luck. So I sent a text message asking who it was. This is where it all went down. At first, it was just a flirtation, but within weeks, it grew to be something much more. Immediately, they start flirting, even though she has no idea who this person is. That's weird. Jack is like no one I've ever met. He makes me feel special, which is something I have not felt in a long time. Jack truly came in my life at a time when I needed him the most. The connection we have is as if I have known him forever. Although Jack is so special to me, I'm trying my best to be guarded. Jack sometimes tends to act shady. There are times when I do not hear from him from days on end.
Shadiness.
Have I become the chick on the side? I'm ready to take things with Jack to the next level, but I have to know, is this for real? Please call me. Shaunie. Oh boy.
It's like a 50-50 chance that this is a woman. You know that.
I feel like even if that's the case, I'm ready for it. Honestly, I feel like I'm willing to forgive just like I want to be forgiven. So.
Forgive you for what?
I just took, some pictures that I would want, and I used that.
So wait, you sent Jack pictures of someone else?
Yeah.
You lied to Jack.
I mean, I don't know him like that, so I want to make sure that, like.
Oh yeah, but you lied to Jack.
I didn't lie per se.
You did lie.
You catfished this guy.
Did I?
Yes.
Yeah.
You
I don't
are
think
just
so.
as much. Yes.
But I told him
bent the
about
truth.
me.
Right,
The
but that's what
only thing is
everybody
that I
says.
didn't
It's real.
look.
Right, that's what everyone says. It just wasn't me in the pictures, but everything else is
Guys, here it is,
me.
Durant.
Everything else is
We're
really
approaching
true.
the park.
But what if he's nothing like he said?
Well, you're nothing like the pictures you sent. You can't justify sending pictures of someone else.
Right. So I do have to say that.
So you're gonna have to clear that up.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Oh wait, he's dismounted.
That does look like the guy from the picture.
Do you know this person? You know this person?
Do you know this person?
Yeah.
You're in trouble.
Someone's lying. It's your ex-husband?
No way.
Is it really? Your ex-husband?
Unbelievable. So you were lying to us.
You did catfish us.
Hey, I'm Neve. Why don't you just tell us what's going on?
Did you know it was her?
Oh, not until I got to right by this tree right
No.
here. I thought this was gonna be a first time meeting. That's why I'm wondering what's going on.
But
I
didn't
met
she
her-
tell you her name via the text? Didn't she say, "Oh, my name is Shaunie"?
I said my name is
Yeah.
Shaunie.
Right.
This is not Shaunie.
I don't understand.
No,
What's your name?
Not a Shaunie.
Ebony.
Your name is not Shaunie?
No.
Why wouldn't you tell us that?
Because I thought that you guys wouldn't help me.
Help
Yeah.
you do what?
Try to get my family back together.
What the hell's going on here?
Well, it all started when I got a new phone and I called Brandon.
Is that your actual name?
Yeah.
He didn't answer the phone, but he texted back later that night trying to see who I was. He told me his name was Jack.
Why didn't you just say your name?
I didn't know who it was.
Okay,
I'm
right.
about to just give
Okay.
everybody my real name.
No, I didn't tell him who I was.
I just want to get this straight. So you got a new phone,
Yeah.
called Brandon, you didn't answer.
No.
You then texted, who is this? That's how this all started.
Yeah. We weren't talking at the time. We were in the process of separating then.
Wait, so hold on. And what did you
News,
think for
everything.
5 months when you couldn't get this girl on the phone?
She said she was doing music, so I figured like maybe, and she talked about traveling a lot, so I figured.
You,
Music?
Shaunie, was doing music and traveling a lot. You took every chapter out of the Catfish book.
Well, he
Catfish does.
catfished me, and I catfished him
When
back.
did he catfish you?
Because he told me his name was Jack.
That's because you're some stranger hitting him up, you know.
Yeah.
Time out. Ebony, you did all this stuff.
Yeah.
You lied to us. You lied to Brandon. You lied and cheated your way here. For what?
I felt like I didn't know what else to do. Honestly, we were living in the same house and we weren't even talking to one another. And the kids would see that all the time. And I just thought like maybe he could talk to me as a different person. How is it that you can just maintain for 5 months being like the perfect person ever, just about, and like for 16 years you couldn't even get it together? Like, why can't we do that as Brandon and Ebony?
Hi, Neve and Cammy. My name is Dewan. I'm a 26-year-old pre-law student in Greensboro, North Carolina. My mind is spinning and I don't know what to do. I met this girl, Tania, about 2 or so years ago on Tinder. Tania lived in Atlanta, but I didn't mind. She is an incredible woman. Goofy, beautiful, strong, and caring. I can see us being together for the rest of our lives. But recently, some things have been happening that made me wonder if I've been fooling myself. Yes. About 3 months ago, Tania ignored the latest video chat request I had made. I don't know what it was about that moment, but all of a sudden, I started looking at things differently. I wasn't ready to end things over that, but the last couple of weeks have been crazy. First, I was blocked from her Instagram. Then she dropped a huge bomb on me. I won't say what it is here because I don't want you guys to judge her before I get to explain everything.
Oh, God.
If she's not the girl she's been saying she is, I need answers. And if she is the girl, then I need to know so that I don't start undermining our relationship with doubt and paranoia. Help me get to the bottom of this. Thank you, Dewan. Why don't you actually just give us a brief introduction to yourself?
Okay, I live in Virginia with my stepmother and my father.
Okay.
Why put your location as Atlanta?
When he told me that he was in North Carolina, at the time I was living in Greensboro, North Carolina. And I just didn't want it to lead to the point where he's constantly asking me, oh, well, since we live in the same city, why not link up? So I just said Atlanta.
Why did you let me drive all the way to Georgia if you wasn't gonna show up?
I guess like when you tell a lie, you just gotta keep telling lies and lies to cover it up. It was very selfish and very, very insensitive to let you drive all the way down there.
And was you pregnant when we first met?
Yeah, I was pregnant when we first met.
Okay, so you do have a kid, right? A daughter?
Yeah, but she's 2.
Okay.
I guess for me, I'm just trying to figure out, like, you're obviously a pretty girl. Why are you using photos of another woman to portray yourself?
I feel like we all have our own insecurities, and I'm not even gonna sit here and lie. Honestly, there was plenty of times I wanted to come out and say, oh yeah, I'm not the person that's in the pictures, obviously. But I was just like, I guess like my pride and me being afraid of your reaction, and I guess losing somebody that I care about dearly, I did not even expect it to even go as far as it did, because I didn't expect me to fall for you. I was just looking for a friend and someone to talk to, because when I had my daughter, I was going through postpartum depression, and to deal with it.
I'm sorry that you had to go through those things you had to go through.
Is that something that you're still struggling with now?
As far as me being depressed, no.
You said that things have been a little rough for you lately. Are you comfortable telling us a little bit about that?
I did recently find out that I'm pregnant.
Okay.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
It's some bull.
How far along are you?
2 months.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Is the father someone that you're seeing and in a relationship with?
As far as me being in a relationship with him, no.
Right, but 2 or 3 months ago, you guys did have sex, obviously.
It wasn't intentional, but I mean, it happened.
It's a lot of new information.
Yeah.
And that's all you have to say is, yeah.
He was under the impression that you guys were in a relationship, and I think an exclusive relationship.
Yeah, and I mean, I care about him. You know, like, I love him. And I didn't expect to fall for him at all, but I did. I mean, everything that I've said to him, as far as me expressing my feelings, have been 100% true. And things that I have not even told anyone else, he knows. So, yeah, I do care about him. I do want to be with him, and I love him. I really do. You know, I can't change the past because it's already been done, but I mean, I could just fix, you know, and mold the future.
At this point, I'm done. I don't know who you are, really.
No, I mean, you know who I am. I'm not the same person in the picture. I'm not that. I mean, everything else is true, so what don't you know about me?
I felt like we were in a committed relationship. Maybe I was wrong about that.
I mean, that it wasn't specified, so I just felt like the way everything went about, as far as with my daughter's father, you know, it wasn't a good choice. And I wouldn't want, you know, you to do me like that. I mean, like, over these years, like, have you been faithful to me? Like, have you not slept with anyone else?
Of course not. The moment we matched on Tinder, I got rid of Tinder. Because I felt like if we're in a relationship, we saying we love each other, we saying we want to see each other, we saying we miss each other. I don't feel like in a relationship I should be saying that same thing to somebody else.
I mean, but if you felt so strongly, why is it so easy for you to just get up and leave?
Because I feel like I haven't been getting the truth told to me. It didn't have to come to this. I just don't understand why would you try to mislead me.
Like, I don't know. I feel like the thought of losing you was worse than the thought of me telling you a lie. I do apologize for misleading you and not being honest, leading you on to think that I was someone else and laying you in my bed of lies.
I accept your apology.
What do we got? Hey, Neve and Cammie. My name is Ayla. I'm 24 years old and live in Ackworth, Georgia. I work as a medical technician, and I've been dating this girl named Gabby for over a year. We met on a lesbian dating app. She's 25 and lives in Long Island, New York. She's also incredibly beautiful, like a model.
Oh.
She has a hold on me like no one I've ever known. And what makes it better is that she can relate to me on a major level. A big part of my life is about dealing with my sickle cell anemia. When I found out that she has it too, I finally had someone who understood me, and that never happens. We're dating now, but I've been waiting for us to meet in person to make it exclusive.
Smart.
But there are just some things that make me wary about her. Since I've known her, there have been random times she will just go ghost, and we don't talk for a few days or weeks, and I never know why. She just says it's a mental health break. When I try to FaceTime her, she either covers her camera or always has me on pause. I don't know what else to do because I want her to be mine, but if I don't know who she is, I can't do that. I need help, Neve and Cammy. Your girl, Ayla. Hi.
Hi.
What's up?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Cammy.
Good.
Gabby.
Nice to meet you.
You?
So your name really is Gabby.
Yeah.
Neve.
Hi. I'm nervous.
Here you are.
Yeah.
Here we are.
You look pretty. You smell good. Thank you. Welcome.
Thanks for coming. You had us on the edge of our seats.
Literally. What do you have to say?
Yeah, I mean, you're obviously you.
Yeah.
So we're very curious.
So I'll just say everything to get out the way. So I am currently married, but I am separated from this person.
How? Okay, this is a lot.
Yeah, we're gonna need some
How long
dates,
have
some
you been
timelines.
separated?
We've been separated for a few years now.
Oh,
We're still
okay.
working on a divorce.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you going to get a divorce?
Yeah, we are planning to get a divorce. She is making it difficult on me, so
Okay.
that is a thing. On top of that, I was in a relationship with somebody else, and I am still in love with them.
Wow.
Yeah. I was in a relationship. It ended last summer.
So you were in a relationship when you met her?
Yeah.
So if you're in a relationship, why did you like take it there with me?
I kind of just ended up like conversating with you, and things went from one thing to another. I was nervous because I do like you, but obviously like I am still in love with my ex.
You're still in love with her?
Yeah, and I'm still working on getting over her. So I kind of didn't want it to go any further, so that's kind of why I avoided kind of like you seeing me and building more of a connection with me.
Okay. Is there anything else?
No, that's really it.
So when you started talking to Ayla, you were happy in your relationship?
Yeah, I was happy with my relationship.
And then at what point did you and your
I'm walking
girlfriend
away.
break up?
By the way, I'm just gonna walk away.
I think I should go
Okay.
with her.
I do want to keep talking, but I also want Ayla to hear.
Yeah, I know it's a
whatever.
lot, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Getting married and in love with her ex. What the f was that?
I don't know. I was not expecting that at all.
Dear Neve and awesome co-host.
Love it.
My name is Christina. I'm 21 and I live just outside of Detroit in Romulus. 7 months ago, I met an amazing girl named Faith while I was on IMVU.
What is that?
I don't know, we'll probably find out. I battled with anxiety issues and Faith made me feel so happy and secure. It was nice to believe that somebody cared about me and wanted me around.
Don't you want that like we did that summer?
Faith and I exchanged numbers and started texting. We also started speaking on the phone. I never meant for anything to happen between us, but as the months passed, my feelings grew and so did hers.
We could do it forever.
These days, things have definitely spiced up.
Love it.
But I can't shake the feeling that something about Faith is wrong. Maybe it's because I haven't seen many photos of her. Maybe it's because she won't video chat. Maybe it's because we both live in Michigan
Ding, 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 ding,
and
ding.
have never met. What?
I mean,
These are obviously all red flags. I would know because I used to be a catfish. Whoa.
all right, so she knows.
My catfishing days are behind me, but I worry that they may have caught back up to me. So this could be a little catfish karma. Faith makes me feel incredibly special. I could see having a great relationship with her, but I really need to know the truth now. Christina.
Sammy was asking me, why can't I just let Faith go? And I told her, it's not easy to let somebody go when they've been there for you. And I know it hurts you, but at the same time, this person has made me feel things that nobody ever has. And I just want to know who she is. I want to know who I've been talking to. But now it's like, she can't even text me back.
Yeah. It doesn't look like we're gonna get to meet Faith. She's not responding to us. It isn't promising right now.
I know.
Look, there's a lot of stuff around you that you can't control, but there is a lot that you can. And having a live-in fiance who you're not really in love with anymore, that every day makes you feel guilty and bad, is not helping.
For either of us.
Do you want to continue a relationship, a romantic relationship with Sammy? And don't answer that with anything having to do with the word Faith.
I just want to work on myself.
Okay.
I really do.
Maybe the real reason she came into your life was to bring you enough confidence to make this shift.
I want to change and get back to where I need to be. And I think I can only do that by myself.
For your happiness and hers, you should just decide how to deal with Sammy. Make it clear to her once and for all how you feel, because I think she needs to know. All right, why don't you check in with Sammy?
We're gonna go check on Sammy.
Okay. All right, we're gonna just wait and see if we hear back from
Okay.
Faith.
Hey. I just want to come and check in, see how you're doing.
Not too good.
Yeah.
Just a lot going on in my mind. Done a lot of crying. It's very hard. I hate seeing her this way.
I think that the pain and the anguish that you're feeling for her, I think that that's obviously indicative of how deeply you care for her. But wouldn't you want someone who is treating you the way you're treating her? It shouldn't be this uneven, you know?
It wasn't like this. I think that's why I'm holding on. It was never like this.
I mean, I'd be shocked if she doesn't respond at all.
I even texted her this morning and I still haven't heard anything.
What did it say?
I said, can you at least tell me that you don't want to talk anymore? I'd appreciate it if you would just tell me how you feel so I can act accordingly and just move forward.
I really f***ed up.
What do you think you did?
I told her not to come. I told her to choose me. She's not gonna find Faith. Faith has been standing in front of her this whole time.
Oh my God.
I've been Faith.
What made you, was this after the first girl?
I was suspecting that she was cheating on me again, or talking to someone behind my back again. So I noticed she was using IMVU, and I went for it. And it was originally just to catch her in the act. But as time was going by, that connection was there. And I didn't want to lose it. I enjoyed her opening up again, but I didn't expect it to go this far. I didn't know how to make Faith go away. I hate myself for this. I hate seeing her in pain. And I'm the one who caused it.
It's happened, we're all here. But I think this could be the conversation that's needed, you know, because the person she fell in love with was you. She said, I don't care what she looks like, I don't care who this person is, it's how they're making me feel, and that's you. It needs to be over. This is exhausting for you, it's exhausting for her. We gotta just do this.
Okay.
A relationship takes two people. Love takes two people. And I can't let myself fall under this anymore. I just want answers.
Okay. So I was just talking with Sammy, and she just has some stuff she wants to talk about.
I know why Faith didn't come around. Faith has been standing in front of you this whole time. I'm Faith.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Why?
I thought you were gonna cheat on me. So I noticed that you were using IMVU, and I got on there, and I started talking to you. And as time went by, I couldn't let it go.
What the man?
Just take a breath. Just take a breath.
We got an email. I think we should dive in.
Let's go.
All right, subject, I tried my best. Hello, Neve and Cammy. My name is Aaron. I'm a truck driver out in Texas. I'm writing to you because I'm concerned for my sister, Erica, who lives in New Orleans. She met a guy named Germaine on social media a few years ago, even though he lives in Los Angeles. In my single days, when I wanted a woman, nothing would stop me from pursuing her. Yes, I've been saying that for years. I'd call her on FaceTime, and if I couldn't go where my girl was, I'd fly her to me. So it doesn't make sense to me that Germaine won't video chat with my sister. And when she told me he'd been to New Orleans twice without meeting with her, it blew my mind. Something is wrong with this guy. I told my sister I thought Germaine was a catfish. She admitted she has some concerns too, but she still hasn't dumped them. And recently, she kicked it up a notch and said she wants to move to LA. In fact, she's out there right now checking out neighborhoods. It's escalated very quickly. She says she's always wanted to live out there, but I think part of her wants to see where the relationship will go if they're in the same place. I want Erica to be happy. She's been through a lot and deserves someone special. This guy isn't it. I can't tell you how this goes, but tell you how it tastes. I'm hoping you guys can help my sister see some reason before she moves across the country for someone who doesn't exist. Thank you, Aaron. So what the hell's going on? Because you said you lived in Texas yesterday, but you told Erica you live here.
I own a house in Lubbock, Texas, you know.
Okay.
So that's my hub, that's where I go. And LA is basically where I come to work in.
Fine. So
Yeah.
if it's been you talking to her the whole time, which it has, right?
Yeah, of course.
Why haven't you been down to try to meet up or FaceTime?
You've been to New Orleans twice.
Yeah.
She's been here.
Well, I didn't do the FaceTime because, I don't know, it's like, I don't feel like we needed that. We connected on levels far beyond that, you know what I mean? And the reason why I haven't met you, Erica, is basically because in my line of work, I have to travel a lot. I do a lot of set design, also.
Yeah, but you came to New Orleans twice, and you could have made time.
When I came to New Orleans, I was actually with family.
Family, huh?
Yeah, I accidentally slipped up. I didn't want you to know I was out there because I knew you'd be upset because we've been trying to meet each other for the longest. So I felt bad that I didn't.
But if you're trying to date me, then you should want me to meet your families.
Yeah, but it's complicated because
Just what?
It's
Do you have kids?
kids. I don't have kids. No.
Married?
No, I'm not married. Why do you feel like I got kids and I'm married?
We talked to your friend, he goes by Peanut.
Daniel?
Yeah.
Yes, that's my best friend.
He didn't want to like answer any questions about you, but he said something at the end of our conversation. He was like,
If you have questions for him, ask him, but he's got problems
with his kids
with
and
the kids at the mom's house.
See, I was in a relationship, and the woman that I was with, she had children.
How long were you in that relationship?
I was in a relationship like 3, 4 years. The relationship was, it was rocky, man.
So when did you end your previous relationship?
It's probably like a little bit over a year ago.
So for like the first 2 years that you were talking to Erica,
So
you
you're
were
still
very
in a
much
relationship?
still in that.
Damn.
Yeah. During the time we were talking about meeting each other and doing all these things, I was still kind of in that relationship. And I was trying to get out of that relationship, you know what I mean?
Did you tell Erica about that? Did you guys ever talk about?
No, I never told her that. I didn't want to bring my drama into your life while you were going through what you were going through, you know what I mean?
I understand all that, but from her point of view, I feel like that feels a little deceptive.
I mean, deception, deceiving, lies. You would have to say, I haven't said anything. I didn't tell her that, hey, I'm not in a relationship.
I asked you, was you in a relationship? You said no.
I just didn't feel like it was necessary at the time to express all of my woes upon her while she was going through health issues and family emergencies and things of that nature, and I just didn't want to pour that on her, you know what I mean?
So look, while you've been honest about most of the major details of your life, there have been some elements of your story that you've told Erica that were a little bent. You were still in a relationship when you met. I don't have kids.
Well, I have a son.
A son?
Wait.
Yeah, I have a son.
What?
What?
We just asked you, did you have a child?
No, you asked me if I had kids.
Well, bro, it's the same thing.
No, it's not the same. Kids is more than one. And
Do you have a singular child?
But you guys were referring to
Germaine.
You guys were referring to the group of the kids. I'm like, no, those are not my kids.
But you do have.
I have a kid, of my own who is about to turn 17
Wow.
from a previous relationship.
Wow. Okay.
So you don't think that's something you should have told me?
Huh?
You don't think that's something you should have told me?
You never asked me.
I've asked you, did you have a child? Yes,
You
I
never
have.
straight up asked me if I have a kid. When?
I've asked you multiple
Well,
times.
did she say
did
she
you
said
have a child?
kids? And you said no.
Wow. So we better play that game.
You don't have to tell everybody your business right off break, but like after 3 years and somebody's asking you, do you have kids? Withholding information is still lying.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. But to be honest, I got too far down the rabbit hole though. Like when we first started talking, it was more like flirtatious. And then as it got deeper, I was like, oh man, do I let her know these things that she does not know? Or do I wait until I know that she is someone that I could be with, you know? Sure, it's living in fear, but coming from a background with relationships where, crazy women, quote unquote, like,
But you could have told me and gave me the opportunity to decide what I wanted to do or not.
And let me give you a tip on women. Women become crazy when information is withheld from us and we're lied to. So usually if you give us the truth up front, we get a little less crazy.
Hey, Neve and Cammie. My name is Aaron. I'm 30 from Dallas, Texas. And I'm reaching out to you guys because I am in a hairy pickle. Which are not two words that I would normally really want to
image
put
that
together.
I have in my head. I would like to not imagine that. Thank you.
About 9 months ago, I met Trayvon on a hookup app. I was just out of a breakup and wasn't looking for anything serious, but immediately we hit it off with mad vibes. After a couple days of chatting, I was ready to meet up, but Trey wasn't comfortable meeting in person because of COVID. So we just kept chatting. And he surprised me. I'd never met anyone who understands me. As if we're split from the same body. I'm head over heels for this guy with mad feelings.
It's mad mad vibes, mad feelings, mad crazy.
I like this guy's language. I put forth many efforts to talk on the phone, video chat, and meet up, but he always has an excuse and it never happens. I was thrilled when he finally did ask me to meet up. But that resulted in getting stood up. And it did make me start to question Trayvon. But then something happened in my life that threw me for a loop, that made me question my future with Trayvon altogether. He's not gonna tell us what that was.
I'm like, what is it?
God, okay. But despite that, I couldn't stop talking to him. I'm in a really bad situation right now, and I don't know what to do. I've been keeping a secret from Trayvon, and I'm nervous to reveal it. You're my only hope at happiness. Thanks, Aaron. So we just read your email. I don't know where to start.
So, about 9 months ago, I met Trayvon on a hookup site. I had just recently got out of a relationship. So, I wasn't really looking for anything serious, just kind of like sow my royal oats, as they say. Right, see, she gets it. So, anyway, I'm there and I'm just looking. But I met Trayvon and I actually liked this guy. I felt like there was a connection and we really just hit it off. We really vibed. I love ancient Greek mythology. And I don't know if you guys have ever heard, there was a thing that humans used to have 2 heads, 1 body, they shared a heart. But Zeus sent down a thunderbolt, split everyone in half, and they kind of spend their life looking for their other half. I felt like I had found that other half of me, someone that understood what I wanted. It was amazing.
And you guys both live near each other in Dallas, right?
Yeah, he's in Dallas, but we made several attempts to meet up and everything got shot down. So after so many disappointments with that, I resumed talking to my ex. We got back together and then he proposed to me.
Wow. So are you engaged right now?
I'm engaged right now. But I didn't stop talking to Trayvon.
You have a ring?
I have a ring. Yeah, and I'm torn between 2 people and I don't want to miss my opportunity at being happy with someone I feel like understands me and knows me rather than settling for just what I have.
Well, Aaron, there are probably women in the world who if I met, I would fall in love with. But I made a choice to be with my wife.
That part.
So if you're not ready to make that commitment,
well, we're not married yet. We're engaged.
Okay. That's
so
true.
I do have that time.
Look, one of them gotta go.
At the end of it, yeah, one does have to go. And that's why I need your help to find out, am I making the right choice?
Hello?
It's Trayvon?
Yes, it's Trayvon. What is this?
It's Aaron. I need to talk to you about something, and I've been dying to meet you, been trying to meet you for months, countless months. We've been planning to meet up, you've been blowing me off, and I need to talk to you like face to face. Are you able to do a Zoom?
Yeah, I just really don't have time for it right now. Like, we can meet, I just don't have time for it right now.
Since you really don't have time for it, I'll just go and just lay it out there. I got back in a relationship with my ex, and we are now engaged and planning for a wedding towards the end of the year. But I had very strong feelings for you, or have very strong feelings for you, and what I wanted to know was if you and I were something that was supposed to happen, or just something that was just supposed to be overlooked.
Wow. So, would you want to leave him for me? I mean...
Is there something you're hiding from me or keeping from me?
Are you gonna leave your boyfriend for me? That's the question. I'll be willing to see you if you leave your boyfriend.
No. You're giving me ultimatums after the first time us being on the phone. You're giving me ultimatums.
Let's just make a deal, okay? You willing to leave your boyfriend, and I'll allow you to see me, and I'll tell you the truth, everything.
Sure, say yes. Say no.
Yeah, sure. That's what I'll do.
Okay, all right, man.
Look,
It's a trap
he just put me in an ultimatum to leave my fiance.
because it's a trap.
It's gotta be a friend. Did you recognize the voice?
No.
Paris is with whoever that
Right.
person is and put him on the phone, and he was probably telling him, just find this out.
Right.
I really just wanted to send him the link.
Send him the link. What is your plan? If Paris pops in here, which I'm assuming he will, what is your plan?
If this is him, it's gonna piss me off really, like, worse than what I am already feeling pissed off and angry and upset.
Is a part of you still thinking that the Trayvon in the pictures is gonna come in the Zoom?
Yeah. Yeah. If it is Harris, of course I'm gonna be upset about that. So I'm hoping that Trayvon is actually the person in the picture or somebody else altogether, you know?
This is Paris. It is.
So he says he's ready to talk.
Are you ready?
Hey, ready, Freddy?
Oh.
Hey! What the would you do some stupid like this for?
Yeah, are you gagging now? Yeah.
All you had to do was sit up and talk to me in the house. What the is this about? Pretending to be somebody else?
We both lie in this relationship.
I'm
Now
one
listen.
person. I introduce myself as Aaron, not as anybody else.
Now listen to me. You reached out to who?
I reached out
To Trayvon. Say his name. Who did you reach out to?
Just
Did
so
you ever tell me
extra.
about Trayvon? Have you ever talked to me about Trayvon?
What the You're a Trayvon, fool.
I want to go see if you mess around with anybody else in this relationship. I want to keep my eyes on you at all given times.
Didn't I tell y'all he was crazy? I'm up here thinking that it's somebody that got me torn, like really got me torn between you and them and us getting married.
If you take the ring off, hey, you want to take off a ring, dog? Let me take off this. That's it. That's it. You ain't got to worry about no wedding. Everything could be canceled, dog. I could get a refund back for everything that I don't spit.
This don't even make sense what you're doing.
Subject says,
Who can I trust? Nobody. That's the truth.
Hi, Eva Cami. My name is Brittany. I'm 25. I live in Ontario.
Another Canadian catfish.
And I could really use your help. 3 years ago, I got a message from Mark. We chatted a bit, but I wasn't feeling him, so the conversation died off. This past March, though, we started talking again. And while he's a fun, nice guy, something feels off. Mark lives nearby, but he still won't meet. How can he live so close and never be able to see me? But I was okay getting to know him. Mark is a good guy, and we actually have a mutual friend who says he's the real deal. I trust my friend, but starting to really question what's up with Mark. If he's legit, why can't we meet or FaceTime? Nothing's lining up. And there's a whole situation with my ex, which makes this more complicated.
How is her ex involved? That doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't. I need to figure out who I'm really talking to and whether or not there could be a relationship here, or if I'm being played for a fool. Brittany.
Tell us about this mystery Mark.
So 3 years ago, he messaged me on Facebook, but the weird part is we have no mutual friends on Facebook. And he said, hey, I seen a nude picture of you. I think you're hot. Message me back. And I said, what are you talking about? And he's like, oh, it was up on this revenge site.
That's creepy. Wow.
But yeah, if Mark hadn't have told me, I wouldn't have known. So that's pretty much how we started talking. I was just inquiring about like how he would even know about that.
How can a revenge porn website even exist?
It's sick, yeah.
Does anyone have access to nude photos of you?
So this is the thing. So my last relationship was actually with my supervisor from work, Billy. There was something that attracted me to him instantly, and I fell in love, and I was in love with him for a couple years before finding out that he was married. We did have a relationship, but it pretty much ended as fast as it started.
So he had an affair with you.
Yeah,
And did Billy have nude photos of you?
yeah. And it ended up ending pretty bad. His wife found out, so he went to try to work things out for the sake of his daughter. He ended up losing his job. He almost lost his house. Everything just was up in flames. So that was in the back of my head too, that Billy's wife could possibly post the picture, because it was right after me and Billy, we had broken up. That Mark told me about this nude picture. He said that he just came across it.
But didn't you find that weird as hell? Like,
Yes,
first of all,
yes, I did.
Why are you on this revenge porn website even looking at anything on there? And then you hit me up to tell me that you think I'm hot?
It was so creepy to me. I didn't know who the heck this guy was. I told him about the whole supervisor affair and he wanted to know all about it. And I was weirded out, so I didn't message him for the last 2 years up until this past March. And then Mark reached out to me. He just messages me and goes, oh yeah, there's this Bill guy at my house. It was so weird how he said it, how he even brought it up. It was bizarre. And then he was like, oh, I'll describe him. He's tall, he's always wearing a hat. He's like a conspiracist, which describes Billy. So then I'm like, his last name's not, is it? And he's like, actually, yeah, it is. So he said, yeah, this Bill guy stays at my house often.
Billy stays at Mark's house?
That's what he said.
Come on.
Because the call is coming from inside the house because Billy is Mark.
Well, wait, Brittany, obviously you've considered that Mark could be Billy.
So I didn't. I kind of was blind to it at first. I didn't really realize that it could be Billy until just recently. When Mark had messaged me saying, oh, maybe your supervisor still thinks about you. Maybe this whole time he's been thinking he chose wrong.
Oh my God.
Maybe him and his wife aren't together. And he ended up giving me Billy's new number. Now that I've read the messages over again with the mindset of it could be Billy, it all just makes sense to me now.
Britney could have made up this whole
To
plot
get Billy's attention.
and to get us to connect them. I'm heeding Joanne's warning.
Oh, Brittany just sounds like a girl who will say or do anything to get what she wants.
Who she wants. Billy. We need to talk to Britney.
Let's get Brittany back in here.
I don't trust her.
Oh, hey.
Hi.
What's
Hello.
up?
I feel so anxious.
Why?
Today's the day that I find out what I need to find out, and I feel like I try to mentally prepare for the worst, but I don't know how you can do that.
Well, what is the worst? Like, what have you imagined to be the worst thing that could happen?
It not be Billy.
We've been trying to think what could be going on, right? Who could this be? And every time we drop someone into that sort of who could it be slot, nothing makes sense, right? Because our first instinct was maybe it just has been Billy the whole time. But if that's the case, why so mysterious? That doesn't make sense. But it seems like your communications with the new Billy feel very similar to they did before.
Mm-hmm.
So then it's hard to sort of have an argument against it being Billy.
Do you have those messages still?
Of me and Billy, yeah.
Is there any way to see those?
Like old messages from him?
In the last few months, right? Since you guys started talking again.
I don't know if I would have to ask him permission before I would show them, just because they're really personal.
Obviously, been trying to find some piece of information that helps. And to be honest, you're one of those pieces too. We have to consider that you might be also potentially misleading us to some degree.
See, I have no reason to lie, and I've put all my cards out there. Mark reached out to me. Otherwise, I wouldn't have ever thought that I was ever gonna text Billy again. I almost thought I was gonna stay being ignored.
We just always have to be skeptical because that's our job.
It's crazy to me. What do I have to hide? Why would I put myself on TV to be made out to be a liar?
The situation has us kind of questioning everything.
You wanted everything to be honest, and as soon as you said that for me, I felt like there's a part that wasn't truthful. I didn't want to write into the show until I was ambushed with it.
Ambushed?
I had no intention on wanting to be on the show until Mark and Billy approached me with it. And at first I didn't want to be on it, but they, would say me and Billy could be together after all of this is over. I could finally be with him, that all the secrets are gonna come out in the open, and any opportunity for me to be with Billy again, I would wanna take it.
Wow. So Mark and Billy said to you, hey, we should go on Catfish.
Yeah.
This is how you'll end up being with Billy.
Yeah.
And you initially were like, I don't think I want to do that.
Yeah. My reason was, why do I need a TV show to meet Billy? I've already met him before. I don't need a show to do that.
But so even Billy was saying, just write in to the show, do this, and then we can be together.
Yeah. He said he wanted to be honest about it with his wife this time because he was so dishonest last time. So he wanted to do this show so that way there's no more secrets.
That's like a whole nother level of that they would bully you into doing this when you didn't want to, under this sort of promise that at the end of this rainbow is going to be the love of your life. When if he was there and he did love you, you wouldn't need this show.
I feel like I'm so gullible for all the lies that he feeds me. Because even if it's like a slight possibility that I would get to be with him again, I dream about that.
Whoever is behind this, whoever it is that you're talking to, knows what lengths you will go to be able to be with Billy, and is using that to manipulate you into coming on here so that they can embarrass you at the end of this.
I'm so nervous. My heart is racing.
Hi.
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 Bobby?
Yes.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Well, not sure, because this whole situation has us pretty confused.
Well, I can explain it to you.
Well, then I guess the floor is yours.
All right. Well, 3 years ago, this girl, Britney, had an affair with my husband, which I had found out. Okay, and I shut it down. Now, for the last 3 more years, she's been trying to contact him and get back with him.
So, the Marky profile, is that you?
Yes.
So you had that profile, obviously, before all this started.
Yeah, I had it, but I didn't talk to her till 2018.
Right. So I was like, so were you also the person behind the new Billy phone number?
Yes.
So you used the Marky profile to reach out to Britney.
Yes.
Britney told us that you told her about the pictures on the internet of her.
Right, that's how I started it, yeah. But that wasn't even true. There was no pictures put up of her anywhere.
Why did you do that?
Just to see what she'd say, because I didn't know if my husband was still talking secretly behind my back, but that proved he wasn't.
If you're doing this now, what makes me think that you didn't post a picture?
I didn't. That wouldn't be enough revenge for me.
But I think that you look stupid.
Well, you would think so, but you're the one who sent all your nude pictures and you masturbating to my telephone, thinking it was Billy. I have all that. All them nude pictures, 47 something, those are all on my phone, sweetheart, okay? I have all that for you. So yeah, who's the dumb one?
It just sounds like you're proud of yourself for getting naked photos from Britney.
No, I'm not proud. I'm just saying that who's the dumb one? I would never send a nude photo of myself.
Well, were you
anybody.
propositioning her for the
No.
pictures?
Nope, and I have the messages to prove she was chasing my husband.
Why have you spent the last 3 years trying to get back at her for a mistake that she made that wasn't even half as bad as the one your husband made?
Because she's making the mistake of still trying to pursue a married man.
You're the one that brought up Billy. You.
But you jumped right on it.
Of course
You're like,
I did,
"Oh."
because you dangle a carrot in front of my face, of course.
Well, if that's what's gonna happen every time you get a carrot in front of your face, then you got problems.
And so do you.
Because you know
Likewise.
what? The next wife might not be so nice as me.
I don't think this is very nice. I don't think
Yes,
it's
it is.
mature.
You weren't getting the hint.
Listen, I have never actually been approached by you. If you were to approach me and had a conversation like this, it would have been done a long time ago.
Honestly, I was scared I was gonna beat the out of you because I got no self-control.
If this is my husband's mistress, and she tells me she wants money and booze, and I know it's me that she's talking to, I'm gonna tell her to go f herself.
Yeah, no, I wanted to keep it going.
To coax me, to get me to do this show.
And you knew she was gonna do it because she wanted to be with Billy.
Correct. This is exactly why I did everything, because she's not learning to back off.
It was the idea that by getting her on the show, it would be this sort of stage to finally
embarrass her.
I had Catfish on the brain, and I wanted to go through with it.